Hi, I'm Ruth.
And I'm Brenton, and we've got a great day ahead of us on Spectrum as we're going to have a local author who is going to be sharing with us today, Norma Gail, talking about a new book that's been published and is actually available in our community and available online, and kind of a neat thing is she's being published and available nationally, but she's a local Christian author.
Wonderful.
So, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, we are so excited to have with us today Norma Gail. Norma is a local author who is involved in her first book that is out, and we're excited to be able to talk about that. Norma, thank you for joining with us on Spectrum today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it is our treat.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you started writing.
Well, I'm pretty much an Albuquerque native. Been here since I was a few months old.
Wow.
So pretty much a native,
That counts,
and I think, and I have made up stories my whole life.
Oh.
And from the time I could write, I've written things down. It's just something that I have to do. Is ideas come and I just start writing. I kind of took a break from writing anything to raise kids and be a nurse and all those kind of things.
Wow.
And really kind of got serious about it again. And starting in about 1995, I went back to writing poetry. I started writing devotionals to open a Bible study that I've led for a number of years. And from that, kind of got the courage to branch out and try fiction, which had always been my dream.
Wow.
So I went to my first writers conference in 2011, and on September 1st, 2012, I signed a contract with Lighthouse Publishing of the Carolinas. It's a traditional royalty-paying Christian publishing house, very small but very quickly growing. And my book was released this past April.
Wonderful. And were you encouraged as a child to write things down, or did you just do that on your own?
I don't think they could stop me. I just kind of did it and made up stories and organized kids to play things that I thought up.
I would think to be an author, it would require a great imagination. To, being able to picture things in your own mind and to be able to think about the things that you want to express and how they look, and to be able to have the capacity and linguistic capacity to be able to support that, I think is really admirable and something pretty special, a special God-given gift that no doubt the Lord placed in your life. So tell us a little bit about this book, Land of My Dreams. What inspired you to want to write the book that has gone into publication?
Well, we made a trip to Scotland in 2006 for our 30th anniversary. I had no idea I would be writing a book then. So I didn't look at everything as if I was writing a book. I just looked at it as taking a vacation. But I had literally a dream about a man on a hillside with sheep and his bagpipes and all those things you think about when you're going to Scotland. Just very stereotypical kind of thing. And gradually a story started to take shape in my mind. And I broke my foot, ended up in a wheelchair, and needed to keep my brain occupied. So I decided, well, if I don't do it now, I never will. It's time to find out if I really can do this. So I began writing the story. And as I realized there really was a story coming, I began asking the Lord what He wanted to do with it and where He wanted it to go. And so the theme of really loss, doubt, faith, hope, God's love, and the love of two people who, in this case, a woman from Albuquerque who has been very hurt by life, who moves to Scotland as an escape and falls in love with a man there who is just as broken as she is. And they discover that without God, they will never be whole, either individually or together.
Wow.
And so out of that came this story, and the line that I have on the front of the book really, I think, is my favorite line in the whole book, and it's really kind of what writing a book and writing this book is about. The greatest blessings come when we leave the familiar behind and take a step of faith.
That's good. Now, I don't know. It's just a God-given gift and it was all in God's plan. I mean, you broke was it your foot, you said? And had all this time, and God gives you a dream, literally. A lot of times we have dreams and we're like, meh. But you took it and ran with it and wrote a great book about it. Now, what do you see as an importance in Christian fiction? The importance of Christian fiction?
I have seen, as a Bible study leader, I have had many women over many years that I've had a huge influence in their life. I've led women's Bible studies for 19 years. And I have seen people who would not study the Bible but would read a book. And I see Christian fiction as a very non-confrontational way that the gospel can be presented, and that they can see how Christians live and how that's different from the way non-Christians live. So I really see it as a very valuable evangelism and discipleship tool.
Now yours goes beyond just Christian fiction to Christian fiction romance, right?
Yes.
So tell us about that angle.
Okay, that some people feel like that's a little bit of a problem. Because they're used to seeing the romances that you see on the shelves in grocery stores, which, you feel like they should sometimes have brown paper covers over them. Yeah. And to me, a Christian romance takes the most important of all human relationships and can show what God wants that to be, how marriages are failing so terribly, and among Christians, because they don't follow God's plan for relationships. And so if through a romance they can see how a broken relationship can be made whole and broken people can be made whole, then I think it can really encourage them to try and have a stronger marriage themselves with the Lord's help.
That's awesome. Now, what makes your style of storytelling different, would you say?
I think drawing on my background as a Bible study leader, that's so much a part of my thinking that I can't. The fiction to me is a break. It's fun. It's a release from studying, and so. But a friend of mine likened it to Jesus' parables, and certainly I don't know any Christian author that would begin to compare their story to Jesus' parables, but at the same time, it's a story that can illustrate a scriptural principle.
Yeah.
Do you have the desire, as you write a book and as you're putting down things on the page, or of course probably typing them on the screen these days, do you have an inspiration? Are you trying to push the reader in a direction that's inspiring them to do something, or to hold to something, or to realize something in their life as you write?
That's something that really grew along with the story. And as I began to realize, as you edit and you go through it over and over again, and you begin to realize what direction the story is taking, then you begin to see that there are things that you want to portray, that the Lord is saying, hey, look at this, read this again. I can use this. And I think that that's how I want it to affect people, is that they will relate to the characters so much that they can see themselves in that position and recognize maybe the weaknesses within themselves, and realize that if they turn those over to the Lord, He can entirely change their life.
Wow.
That's good.
Tell us again the name of the book.
Land of My
Land
Dreams.
of My Dreams.
Is it available locally? Can somebody watching the program today say, hey, that sounds like a book I'd like to get for myself? Can you download it? Or
it's a great Christmas present. It is available through Amazon on Kindle.
Okay.
It's available through Amazon and Barnes & Noble online, but locally it is available at Bibles Plus. In fact, I'm doing a book signing on Saturday at Bibles Plus from 11
Meet
to 2.
the author. That's good.
Yes. And we'll be, each book purchased is an entry to win a Scottish tea gift basket with all kinds of goodies to have your own Scottish tea.
Norma, why don't you lift up the book so we can see it? I think it'd be great for folks to be able to kind of see what that looks like, and we'll get a good, nice, tight shot of that so everybody can see it. Land of My Dreams.
Yes.
Our author is Norma Gail, sharing with us about this really encouraging story. Ties in a little bit of Albuquerque, because you said one of the folks
She's
was
from
from
It's set in,
Albuquerque.
yes, it takes place in both places, Scotland and New Mexico. I've been
right.
told that you can smell the chilies roasting and hear the bagpipes.
All
that's
right, well,
wonderful.
that's excellent. And what a wonderful thing this time of the year, looking for a great Christmas gift, maybe for
Yes.
somebody that you know. This is a Christian fiction romance that kind of weaves together many different things that I think will be an encouragement for you. So look at it at Barnes & Noble online, Amazon online, or maybe at one of the local bookstores. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.